8 games last year. He was down then too. Not one down as much as he is now, but close. So it's nothing new.
Replacing starters is something that teams have to do every year. How excited are you to see what some of the guys have as they come into camp with some of those 4 slots that are open after last season?
Yeah, we have a lot of battles going on for starting jobs in the different packages. We got some good players battling for it, and it will be interesting. If you ask me to predict who's winning those jobs right now, it's a guess. And hopefully we'll get them enough practice time and rep time that it will sort itself out.
With Cooper, in the spring, you kind of started him outside in the base at corner. Yesterday was safety. Anything to that, or you just want to see what he's doing at each position?
Yeah. I mean, the primary motive is, we'd like to have him be part of our base package. And I do believe he can play safety. It's new for him. So we're going to give him some work there. Then you'll see days in the base where will play some corner. So it's going to be an evolution, and a lot of it will depend upon how well we do at those positions with the other guys. So, we'll make the best decision for the team based upon. So it's not only how he's doing; it's going to be determined by how everybody's doing at safety and corner.
What did you see from Jahad Campbell in his first action out there? What did you expect?
Yeah, it was good to see him out there. I wasn't expecting him out there. The trainers had been telling me all spring that it would be some point in August when he'd be out there. So I'm learning that our trainers like to understate and overachieve so they look good. But it was good to get him out there, number one. It was just an hour of practice, but no earth-shattering news to report yet other than it was good that he was out there and he's progressing.
With your experience at that position, what are things you look for from a young player to know whether or not they're ready for an expanded workload?
Well, at that position in particular, obviously you have to know what to do and how to do it, assignment technique, but the instincts part of it, play recognition, diagnosing things, how quick do you react, that's very telling at that position, and we'll see how fast he comes along in that area.
What did his knowledge level look like after the summer coming back to you?
I thought he did fine yesterday. In the spring, I was having him off to the side and we were doing drills. And then yesterday's first time he's in there against a moving offense. And, for what he's been exposed to up to this point, I thought he did fine.
Is there any chance that the trainers are underestimating when Jacoby can come back?
I don't think so.
And how much does it hurt him? I mean, will it be a tough task for him to be around, given how much time he might miss, be around the start of the season?
The start of the season? Yeah.
With Jahad, after practice, I saw him working with Boss a little bit as well.
With who?
Boss, Jeremiah Washburn.
Yeah.
And I've seen that in the past with Zach. Is that something cognizant, or are they just working out on their own, or do you want them sort of sharpening those edge rushes?
Yeah, we want to, that's something that he could possibly do. We have fronts where those guys move up on the line. And then, because of his background, again, depending upon how the roster shakes out and who's playing, it might be a position where we might need to play him at some point.
This year, you're a proponent of as much practice time as you can possibly get. But we found that push forward those conversations to be like coming off the Super Bowl season.
What's coming off the Super Bowl season have to do with it?
No, yes. More taxing on the players last year.
No, I mean, you got no better evidence than our own league, from 11 to 18, 2011 to 11-18, the Patriots were in 5 Super Bowls. The ones they weren't in, they lost the championship game. And then the last 6 years, the Chiefs have been in 5 Super Bowls. The one they weren't in, they lost the championship game. And they didn't alter their schedule and plan.
When it comes to your scheme, it's been entrenched for a pretty long time. How much do you spend looking at it, self-scouting, in anticipation of teams trying to do whatever they can to beat it?
Well, you're always self-scouting. You're always looking for ways to get better. So much of what you do is determined by who you have playing for you. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? And the offense you're trying to stop that any given week. So we're always trying to improve. I always study other teams, study ourselves, obviously. So, yeah, I'm not sure
Do you think it's evolved much?
What we do? Oh, yeah. I mean, you have to evolve. The offenses have changed, So we have to change with it to stop them.
What is the reason behind Quinyon working on the other side in the spring and summer?
Well, if we ever get to the point where we want to match him on his particular receiver, he's got to know how to play both sides. If we want to play him at left or versus right, so we'll figure that out on a weekly basis.
Do you view the two as different? There's a thought, I guess, that the left corner gets a little bit more action because it's the right-handed quarterback. Is that true?
Yeah, that's kind of proven to not be true over the years.
When it comes to cornerbacks traveling with a receiver, do you have any kind of philosophy on when you want to do that?
Yeah, when it's warranted, and when there's two factors. One, is there a guy worth doing on the other team worth doing it? And two, can your guys do it? Because there's a lot involved with doing it defensively. And I've had years in a row where we never did it. Then I've had years where we did it every week. And so, again, it will be an evolution.
Vic, what did like Gabe Hall and Byron Young spent last year kind of learning? What have you kind of seen, entering year two for them?
Well, I mean, it's early. We had 1 hour practice yesterday and without pads on that we need to see the pads on. But I do think both of those guys, particularly Gabe, the practice squad is made for a guy like Gabe. He's got some ability. He was coming off an injury in college. It was really good for him to be here, practice, be a part of it without the stress of having to play in the game. And BY we got during the season, did a good job for us. And we're anxious to see, he never got to play for us, but we're anxious to see what he can and can't do.
If I could get back to Quinyon for a minute, what are you seeing as far as him, raising his game now that Slay's not here, coming back in year two?
What do I see, what?
In Quinyon, raising his game from last year, now that Slay's not here and everything?
What does Slay not here have to do with it?
Well, I mean, he's going to be, the main guy, it seems like, the cornerback.
Slay was on the other side of the field, 40 yards. The field's 53 yards wide? What's that have to do with it?
Well, I mean, Quinyon's kind of going to be the main guy as far as covering the other team's top receiver and everything. Just how you see him improving from last year.
He'll be fine. He's got a really good work ethic. He's got tremendous pride, and always wants to do well. He'll be fine.
Sidney Brown, your first training camp.
Is what?
Sidney Brown, your first training camp with him on the field. What is your impression of him, and what is kind of your expectation level for that safe position for somebody to distinguish themselves?
Yeah, you just got to go out there and play good. I mean, so much of the safety position is just like ILB, where instincts and play recognition play a major part in how good you are. And he just needs a lot of reps. He didn't start practicing last year until October, and at that point you're in game weeks where you don't practice a whole lot. You don't have a lot of reps. So he didn't have a great opportunity last year because of his injury. And hopefully now we'll see exactly what he can do. And he had a good offseason, did well yesterday, and we'll see how he does.
Or are you more stepping into Milton's spot in the run defense?
Yeah, I think Mo did a good job last year in the reps he got. His reps will kick up this year. I think Milton's reps will be, divided up between him, Jordan playing more. See what Ty can do, see what BY can do, Gabe can do. So I think it will be more of a committee eating up those reps than just one guy. But back to your question, I'm very happy with Mo. Was happy with him last year, and I expect him to play good for us.
Jordan Mailata was really complimentary of Jalen Stunt yesterday. Even mentioned Michael Parsons when talking about him, and then AJ was really complimentary about Makuba, talking about mentioning the word All Pro. Are you ready to go there with those guys? And have you seen great progress from them that warrants what they're getting from veterans?
Yeah, both of them overdid it. I mean, come on.
I'm just telling you what they said.
Did you guys chuckle when they said that?
I did chuckle.
Yes. I'd belly laugh, those two guys are coming along. Jalix, to me, the last third of the season into the playoffs, played a lot for us and played good. And we have high expectations for him. Anything beyond that right now to say would be reckless. And Makuba is a rookie who's learning. We like them. And let's see what happens.
How is installation of the installation of the system different of year 2 compared to year 1? How is the continuity of the defensive staff help with that?
Yeah, the continuity of the staff helps a lot. The installation, we have to go fast. It used to be back in the day when you would start all over once training camp started, but our OTAs, we only had 6 of them, and we just pick up right from there. We don't go back to ground zero. So everything that was in OTAs is in now, can be called, and we'll build on that some more.
How's Mac McWilliams been adjusting to the slot?
Who?
Mac McWilliams.
Good. Max, again, a young player that we like. Think he can play the nickel position. Think he's got a chance at corner. And he's an interesting guy here these next 4 or 5 weeks to see how much he progresses and see if he finds a role with us.
Good. Vic, I think I missed.